Here we go. It's the grand finals of SCS 206. First off, for the Dmitrij's Angels, we have the Victor Stromstrom. Red Judgment packing Lumberjack, Minotaur, Hades, and Light Flak. Their ally is the Aloha Way, Hwacha, Goldfish, Dual Light Carronades. For their opponents, the Altruistic Armada, we have the Usul's Big One, Close Range Judgment for blue team, Dual Watches paired with Mercury and Artemis. And finally, the Queen Anne's Zeal, Hwacha, Dual Light Carronades. And teams look like currently fighting on the east side of the map. And Usul's Big One has closed the distance for Victor Stromstrom. So this is potentially a very good setup for the Altruistic Armada. Dual Watch is gonna do a lot more damage at this range than the Lumberjack Minotaur. Already Victor Stromstrom pretty much completely disabled. Now, one problem with the Usul's Big One's loadout here as Queen Anne's Zeal moves back into assist is that they are opting Aloha going for a ram. Oh boy, pushing the Watches back into arc. Although thankfully the Aloha drifting down a little bit, so Watch is not quite going to be able to connect from the Big One. And well, one comes out. Oh, look at those gunner stamina arcs. Please remove stamina from the game. The one issue, Usul's Big One has no close range piercing because taking a, well, that's not a good angle, but they have elected to bring a Merc. They're kind of hedging their bets. They have the two Watches for close range, and they have the Merc Artemis for long range. Artemis can be used at close range, but Merc definitely cannot. So they have no piercing. They're unable to do anything against Victor Stromstrom's armor, even though, watch it, they had the Red Judgment totally disabled, no components. They couldn't do any actual damage. And now Queen Anne, Zeal, very heavily damaged, very heavily hurt here. There's the armor pop, and Hwacha, not Hwacha, whatever gun that was, Light Flak. Down they go. Just gonna double check here. Yes, it is a Light Flak for the Victor Stromstrom. Fast 2 points for Dmitrij's Angels. Blue team taking a far spawn here as well. Which you would think that they, I guess they just want a little bit of breathing room, because any sort of reset of the engagement would theoretically benefit the Dmitrij's Angels, because they do have a lot more long range firepower coming from their judgment, does the red team, and already see Lumberjacks coming into effect. Aloha not quite in position. Victor Stromstrom maybe engaging a little bit earlier than red team had expected, so Queen Anne's Zeal and Usul's Big One already closing in on the Victor Stromstrom. Aloha looks like switching to the Aloha here. Yes, they are going through the cave, so they're going to be coming up behind the Altruistic Armada, going for a surprise play. We'll see if they can execute it quickly enough, as the Queen Anne's Zeal does have the Victor Stromstrom balloon locked with Light Carronade, and Stromstrom is forced out of the fight. Aloha engaging on the Usul's Big One. Hwacha not going to be able to take out any guns because they're coming from the rear, only taking down 2 engines. Well, I guess it looks like they did actually take out a Hwacha. Probably the right side Hwacha. But one Hwacha still up. Light Carronade not quite able to take down the Big One's balloon. Another Hwacha coming out. Both judgments pretty heavily disabled, but I think, let's see. Yep, one Watch is still up. I would like a spectator overlay that only shows me, Only shows me the status of ship of the Hwachas, and Victor Stromstrom taking a lot of terrain damage there. So blue team picking up a kill. Finally, but Aloha's going for Ram. Armor rebuilt, thankfully for the Queen Anne's Zeal, so damage goes into the balloon, none to the hull. And we'll see if Uzel's big one is able to take down this goldfish to tie up the score. Looks like main engine was down there. Artemis targeting the main engine as well. Adelis on the big one, getting a good disable on that main engine. And this is probably it for the Aloha. Queen Anne's Zeal smashing them down, halting their escape. And we have some fireworks here just to destroy the bitrate. Let's get some video artifacting, as the score is tied up. That fight going a lot better for the Altruistic Armada. This is a pretty split tactic from Dmitrij's Angels, really not working out. I feel like Victor Stromstrom definitely engaged a little too early. Maybe they were expecting Altruistic Armada to take the western spawn, which is in like the C5 position, rather than D6 position. Well, C, B5. I don't know exactly where the spawns are. But it would have given the Aloha a little bit more time to get behind the target. And also the rear charge was not super effective. Because when you hit a judgment from the rear, you're not taking down the majority of their weapons. As we saw, they did get a disable on the right, the far right side weapon, but center Hwacha and the two light weapons still up. So flanking play really did not work out, not quite as effective as they had hoped for sure. And now Queen Anne's Zeal moving forward, distracting the Aloha as Uzel's big one loses their balloon to the Lumberjack. The big one needs to move forward, because if they lose their balloon here, they're going to fall behind that small hill, and Queen Anne's Zeal is going to be totally isolated. So Blue Judgment has to kick it into gear, as the Queen Anne's Zeal losing their armor. Two engines are down. Balloon taking damage from the Aloha's light carronade. And Usel's big one is able to move past the cliff before their balloon goes down, so they're closing the distance, but I don't know if they're going to be able to do anything before the Queen Anne's Zeal goes down. Aloha turning for the Hwacha barrage, light carronade shots, as well as the Lumberjack from the Red Judgment. I think that's going to be it for the Blue Goldfish. Hwacha finishing them off. And Uso's big one has been unable to engage their guns on the Victor Stromstrom. Lumberjack just keeping them at such a low altitude. There's some stamina arcs for you, but it's just not enough, as the balloon once again goes down to the Lumberjack, and Aloha is waiting with open arms to pick them up, bouncing them around, taking down the armor. Light Flax raining in. 70-80% permanent health gone for the Usel's big one. And this could be a fourth point. Oh yeah. Usel's big one goes down. Dmitrij's Angels game point, set point, tournament point. They just need to get one more kill here, and they have 2 full health ships to work with going into this next fight. You see Western spawns or the Altruistic Armada. So we're going to have a little bit of downtime as the teams rotate around Ashen Scuffle, doing the Ashen Shuffle, which I just came up with, so feel free to use that whenever you want to annoy people who play Guns of Icarus. Aloha with a very forward scouting position. They have to be careful here. Judgment is a slow ship, so if Aloha gets caught out in the open, Victor Stromstrom, even with the long-range arsenal, gonna have a tough time supporting them. And Aloha looks like is fully committing to this fight. They're not backing out. Victor Stromstrom is so far away, and there's a mountain. There's not gonna be any long-range support fire. Although it looks like Uzul's big one has left their ally. I feel like this was a free dual focus that they're just being handed on a silver platter, but Big One instead going for the judgment. They could have killed this red goldfish. And Queen Anzio getting a rough end of the Watch of duel. Uzul's big one as well, taking permanent damage from the Victor Stromstrom. Late Carronade shots coming in. It looks like Queen Anzio says the hell with this. Let's go for the judgment. And they're charging in. Big One's already taking light flak shots. Half its health is gone. Big One struggling to rejoin their ally. Balloon down. Engine, the armor is down on the Big One, and that might be a kill. Oh, armor just barely able to get up before the last fatal light flak shot connects. But I don't know how long they're going to be able to last. Aloha keeping the Queen Anzio in check. Blue Goldfish not going to be able to do anything. Aloha following them into the cave of death, aptly named. Queen Anzil, Ursul's big one. Who's going to die first? Aloha moving in, hitting the Blue Goldfish. Late Carronade shots. Balloon is down. Armor's down. Hwacha gets disabled. Queen Anzio gets the first Hwacha connection. And then one of the ships dies. Who knows which one? It will be a mystery. And Dmitrij's Angels, they take the tournament with a very strong performance today in both of their games. Congratulations to you guys. You are the Sunday Community Skirmish number 206 champions.